I put the potion in her drink, and she's starting to feel it. If you guys need to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, we'll follow probably 30 feet away, 30 feet behind.
Okay.
Stealthily.
To stay hidden. Yes.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't. Yeah.
Tide, since you put the drink into her wine glass, can you roll me a d4, please?
I love rolling d4s.
How many
That
rounds she's gonna
is
keep it
a 3.
Okay, so as you guys are walking, this has been about 5 minutes since she first started feeling a little off, so you guys are right about the halfway mark. She suddenly kind of like goes, oh, and she kind of like staggers over, like doubles over, and she kind of holds up a hand like, wait. And she looks up and goes, oh, by the gods, I feel sick. Whoa.
Oh no.
She goes, what? I've never felt this sick.
But I thought you've eaten at the Laughing Dragon.
That I can't protect you from hearing.
Do I hear that? We're 30 feet away. Do I hear that?
Yeah.
Depending on how loud he says it.
Well, I mean, she's sick, and I'm like just kind of like talking just to her. So like, I don't know if
if you guys are following stealthily, you wouldn't have heard that. Kastan would have heard it.
22. Passive perception 22.
Verkus, with a passive perception 22, you're like, is Tide saying something making fun of me while he crouches over this iron gun? You're like, weird. So yeah, something strange is going on. But Tide, as you're looking at this Harangon, she looks like you can't really see her skin under her fur, but you can just tell a little bit based on her eyes and like the way her mouth is open that like she's in physical duress. She is very, very ill.
We need to sit down. Come here.
Yeah, she sits down and she's like, she's like, I've never felt this sick before in my life.
I can't imagine. What
ails
should
you?
we do? What ails you?
She goes, oh my goodness, I don't know.
Don't whine.
Eremos or Tide, you could make a medicine check if you wanted, just passively as you're kind of talking to her about her symptoms to assess in gameplay terms what the effects are of this breathing potion of underwater.
Okay.
I got a 23. Oh, sorry, not medicine. Just kidding. I got a dirty 20.
Okay, well, with a dirty 20, you can tell that D4 you rolled was levels of exhaustion. She has 3 levels of exhaustion and in the poison condition. So she is
crazy.
The underwater potion gives you underwater breathing for 24 hours, but it gives you a D4 level of exhaustion and poison condition for however long that lasts. Yeah.
You don't. Oh, you look like you've. I don't even know what is this? You need to rest.
You look like you've been hit by a truck.
Yeah, she goes, I don't. She goes, am I going to be okay? Like, I should get to a healer. I'm really scared. I've never felt like this before.
It seems like you're going to need a couple of days to sleep this off. This must be some illness that has befallen you. Those small towns, they carry. Oof.
She kind of looks up at you and goes, "Can you get me to a healer? I'll pay you. I need to get help. I'm scared."
I mean, we're out in the middle of, and we're on our way to see the boss. You couldn't possibly see him like this. I mean, can you get back to town?
She goes, look, we can get that treasure map later, please. I'm worried I'm gonna die. Can you please take me back to town? Can you carry me? She looks up at Eremos. She goes, Roychar, you're big and strong. Yeah, I don't weigh much. Can you carry me back to town? I hope they have a town doctor or something. I had a sibling when I was a kid who got a really bad fever and didn't make it. I don't want to go that way. Please,
that's really sad.
Please take me to a healer.
I look at Gorn for guidance.
After she's turned her back to me, is there a way that I can just knock her out? Just like
Let me look at your character sheet and see what.
She's at full
Besides
health.
dealing
I mean,
non-lethal bludgeoning
She's
damage,
at full health,
she
right?
is at full health. Let me look and see if you have any spells that could.
fuller form. That's the only spell we need, right? Isn't it?
I
Which
mean, I
one?
guess you could do like shocking grasp as non-lethal. I guess
But
just to kind of like magically
have to one-shot her, though.
taser her. I don't know.
I can take her up and carry her easily. That's not a problem if that's, I mean, in the cards. I don't know what.
Based on
Lauren's plan
your
is.
yeah, with 18 strength, you could carry her, and I mean, you couldn't like do attacks while you're carrying her, but you could carry her without. It'd be fine.
Let's see. What do I have here? at my
Magically
disposal?
I could also heal her disease with lay on hands, but I don't think Roykchar was a paladin and has this these devices.
But I don't know if she knows that. Oh, okay. I can do oh, okay, I'll use this. I'm like, I go up to her, I was like, you need to settle down. It's going to be okay. And I will cast lesser restoration to at least take the poison condition off of her.
Okay.
But can Gorn do that?
Yeah, I'm just it's just alter self.
No. I mean, but would she think that Gorn, a rogue, could cast a level 2
I don't know if
spell?
she will. Well, I'm trying to like well, yeah, I don't want. Can I do it so that it doesn't look like magic? So I just want to like.
You can tell that she's with your passive insight. You're first off thinking if you were to cast some magic, because like her eyes are closed and she's kind of like. Like she's in a lot of pain. She doesn't feel good. So she's probably not going to notice if you do something to make her feel better. And you also can tell that she's scared enough that she probably wouldn't care. She's
right. So
she's not thinking about her job right now. She's worried about her life.
Right. So I'm like, okay, if we can get at least the poison condition off you can like calm down or be like, you just need to lay down. Like it's like you're over. Like I want to be like you're overthinking it. We've lived a hard life on the road. Like this is nothing that you can't get over a few nights rest. And then I kind of just like take the poison condition off of her so that she can settle. Maybe she'll just lay down, and you should really maybe sleep, take a nap. We can rest for a while you recoup. And then if you're not feeling strong enough to travel afterwards, then I will come back for you. But I think what you need is just rest, and then like I'll just take that one condition off of her.
Can you roll a persuasion, because she's still very scared that this suddenly came upon her, even though as soon as you cast that,
I help him by like scooping her up in my arms like a baby?
Sure. Well, I don't know that help is persuasion, but you could pick her up.
I have advantage on persuasion checks because of my drugs.
Okay. Drugs always make you more charismatic. That's the message.
That's
kid.
what this is called.
That's the message.
This is Tide Leaf Zen. It's supposed to be all about like it's okay.
It's from nature, man. It's not a real drug. It's
It's
from
nice
nature, man.
blend.
It's all natural.
What was your roll, Ty?
Persuasion. Dirty 20.
See, it makes me sad because I had done an audition to basically play a pothead for.
Oh yeah, you told us about that. Yeah.
And that was the voice I went with. I was like, that would have been good.
That's
awesome.
You're fine. You're fine.
That's good, dude.
That's a dirty 20. I rolled an 8 and a 2, so but it's still a dirty 20.
Wow.
Plus 10 to persuasion.
I have a plus 8 and I rolled a 2 on the guidance.
Nice. So wait, so that'd be an 18 total, right?
I rolled
You rolled an 8 for the higher one, plus 2, plus.
Did I roll a
8.
10?
Either way,
we'll go with 18 because I don't
18
remember.
18 to 20, you'd succeed. I had set the DC in my head at like 14, so you're fine. So as she feels a little bit better and she hears what you're saying, she goes, You're right. It's just, we'll get through this. I just need to.
You need rest.
I'm gonna sleep, and she falls asleep. You could wake her, but she's sleeping
right where she's at.
I mean, I thought Eremos picked her up, or right where she's at. Yeah, she's just.
I'll make a nice little comforting area for her. Like, well, now that she's knocked out, I'll like use magic to like make it nice and comfortable. She's knocked out, and then I'll whisper to Olive. I was like, "It's clear you can come in here."
Okay.
Yeah. I drop the beast sense. We stroll on up.
I'm amazed that she was talking. You all were talking so positively about the Laughing Dragon Tavern. Really, she likes it that
Mentally,
I wanna-
you'll hear in your head, Tide, I liked him. Please help.
Okay, I was like, I want to do an insight check to see what you heard, but I was like, oh, of course, she spoke nothing but high praises, especially after the slop that we had in the town that we're in now. Like, she was just so happy to compare it to something so good.
Oh, that just warms my heart. Like I put my heart and soul into my food. You taste my food; it's good,
It
right?
is apparent.
It's the best food.
I do need Tide to make a deception check and Verkus to make an insight opposed.
Can I give an advantage to Tide since I'm?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay, good, because I rolled a 2.
So yeah, wait. So you got a 2, and what was the other roll for the deception?
I total got a 23.
No,
no, I believe him.
Okay.
I believe him.
Okay. Good.
I rolled a 14. Like I rolled.
So Verkus, you were like, based on while we were watching and he was talking to the Hernagon after she keeled over, you're like, you got a weird vibe that they were like talking bad about you. But now that you've heard him explain things, you're like, oh, good. They were talking at my establishment. Like, we're good. It's cool. So, based on what she was saying before she fell ill, you guys do kind of see the outline of the coastline, and you figure that she mentioned like at one point while you were walking, like if you stay on this heading, that you'll be there about half an hour. So you know vaguely the direction you're going. So you guys are gonna leave her there. It sounds like sleeping it off, and you guys are good to go, right?
I'll Druid craft a nice little plush patch of moss we can leave her in.
A little blanket of moss. That's nice. Sleeping rabbit. So cool. I was gonna say, did you guys want to do an investigation on what she's carrying, or just leave her be?
Yeah, see if there's any like notes on her, and I'll do it with my mage hand, so I'm not actually touching her body.
Cool.
Wouldn't think
respectful,
about it.
respectful. So, can you roll that investigation, please?
16.
I'm going to use my reaction that I got from Cosmic Omen, my class ability.
Nice.
I rolled an even number for the day, which means I can add a d6 to what you just rolled.
Oh, dope.
Nice.
You get one more.
Fantastic. Still more? 17 then?
So one more. I thought you meant one more use of that. You got +1 to the dice roll.
17.
Well, still a nice boost.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So with a 17, as you're kind of searching around, she carries a bow, a short sword, and a dagger. You find a satchel that probably has money in it. You do find a little ration pack that feels like it might have some potions in it, but you're not sure unless you want to take that. And then you also do find a tiny little leather pouch about yay big, and it has some parchments in there that might contain notes or maps. Did you want to take that?
I take the parchment pack and also the potion pack.
Because they're this big, I'm imagining just like little bunny business cards.
Little bunny business cards. Local heritage.
In the rations, you do find just some food items, like a day and a half's worth of food rations for travel, some dried meats, stuff like that. And then you do find 2 very small potions that look like the little vials are very dusty and like they look like they've been reused lots of times. Like they're kind of grimy on the inside. These are very cheaply made health potions. They heal 1d4 -1 of health. So 25% chance they give you nothing.
There's two of those?
2 of those, correct. And those are homebrew because in standard 5e they would never have such an awful health potion, but whatever. Homebrew. So
1d4 -1.
Yes, so you heal between 0 and 3 HP from popping one of those. So
I'm calling them potions of so health.
Potions of so health. And then in the notes, you find a few maps of nearby cities, but they're not anything helpful. Like they seem like they're pretty common knowledge of just major places. So there is one of Havenhearth, there's one of the city of Frakis, there's Myriador and Borgenthak, and that's the ones you find. There is kind of a map of this eastern region of Jir'Haniya, and in the hills south of Frakis, there is a little like circle with a note in this hilly area where it says tribe base camp, and that's written in kind of red ink in contrast to the rest of the map.
Maybe that's in reference to the warlord she had mentioned.
Potentially. And then there is a to-do list, nothing super helpful. There's some stuff like when you're in Havenhearth, say hi to Jillian. When you're in Frakis, ask about your cousin's university application. Just a bunch of random notes that don't seem helpful at all. So that's it.
Okay.
Got it. Talk to
Well
Jillian
traveled.
Havenhearth. Understood.
Someone keep that note, because I could always alter self into her again and find out where that thread leads.
You guys don't know her name, but you could look it like her. So
Yes.
yes.
All right. Is there anything I think that we can?
Charles has to go deal with an elephant that's following you up the beach.
Yes.
I assume
The
he's going
March
to
elephant has returned.
yes, talk to the workman real quick. But that's Judy Hobbs. I like that. So cool. Well, you guys as a group now start heading further north about half an hour.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
You can continue. I'll pick up.
We're traveling. Yeah.
I've got to think how I want to do this actually really quick. I need to double check if I'm remembering what a cove is. I just want to make sure, since this is broadcast, if I'm misunderstanding what a cove is. It's like a little beachside cave, right?
I think so. Kind of.
It's like an inlet, kind of like a very small bay, isn't it? A cove can
A small sheltered bay, a concave arch or arched molding. Oh, that's specifically with architecture. Just kidding.
No.
Yes, cool. What I had in my head is what a cove actually is, so we're safe. We're good. The internet won't roast me too hard. The internet doesn't have to roast me too hard, so good.
I had to look up the word arson earlier because I just used it so much in one sentence. I was like, is that even a real word anymore? I feel you.
Yes. So yeah, you guys are moving up, and you do see a cove, which, as Kastan just reminded us, is you guys see a little inlet where the bay kind of moves in. It's not huge, but there are some kind of seaside cliffs nearby, and there are a few, not caverns, but like little, like, not arches either, just kind of like concave things in the cliff wall where it makes kind of a little bubble of shelter. And in one of those, you do see standing a tall, cloaked figure with its back to you, mysteriously. You spot this figure from about 150 feet away as you enter this cove area, so you could start heading towards it if you wanted, or how do you guys want to approach? You can tell from this distance that it does have its back to you.
It has.
I walk up 60 feet and cast Entangle. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
it's going to be hundreds of crabs in this.
It's just a bunch of crabs.
I guess we just walk. Do you, Veracruz and Kastan, want to hang back, and then we'll just walk up, continue our act?
Oh yeah, your charade. Yeah.
Yeah.
How down? Bleh. So because this is like in a little pocketed portion of like the cove shelf, is it further? Is there a way that Veracruz and I can maybe climb atop and listen from above while they're in the little cove pocket? How far high?
I was going to say the two of us probably have the highest perception in the party, so yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
My passive perception's like 2 less than yours.
Yeah, and you guys wouldn't even need to roll for it. As you're approaching this cove, you would see kind of the outline of the area. And if you wanted to get above it, so it's like there's the cove and then there's the rocky cliffs. Those go about 80 feet up, not super high. And then this cove is kind of like a 35-foot opening that kind of is a like roughly onion-shaped opening in this cliff wall. So if you were to be above it, it would be difficult to hear because you're so high up with the rock, so
I think you could have just kept beast sense, right? It lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
I already dropped it.
You could have cast it again. It's a ritual cast, right?
You guys would have had time.
You want to wait 10 minutes while I do that?
We had a half-hour walk. I think you could just choose to keep maintaining it at that point.
Yeah, we could have said that you guys, as you were walking after you left the Herongon, could have made this game plan of, hey, if we find the cove, how do we want to approach it when we see the figure? So you guys could have made a plan walking up there.
Could, cousin, if you feel it is safe or appropriate, I could do this with Tavusa instead. That way, if anything does happen, Tavusa would be nearby to lend a hand.
Yeah.
Or
I'm okay with that.
Or whatever. So however you two wanted to say that you found this little dragon, but I feel that we could do it that way instead, unless you feel more comfortable taking help.
I think Tavusa being down there is good, right? Because like not even like on us, but like just near enough. But Tavusa's a small creature, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's considered small. So he's like, I've kind of imagined him as like almost like the size of like those caracal cats. Or the
are those like tiny cats?
A cat.
No,
size.
they're like large cats. They're
maybe like a medium-sized dog.
Kind of like a medium-sized dog.
Maybe like Shay-sized dog.
Yeah, kind of like almost like a smaller shepherd, like maybe a 40 pound dog.
Yeah,
literally our dog. Okay.
So like if you're okay, a little bit bigger than like an Eevee.
You could also disguise. You could disguise her to look like just a regular dog. You could disguise Tavusa to look like a regular dog.
I think if she's just small, like I think the point is that she can like be like behind a rock or something in the cove, so that she's within range to come help while they come, but also within range of hearing.
Yeah.
All right.
And we were traveling for more than an hour, right?
No, it's been just under an hour.
Just under. Okay, because my alter self lasts for an hour.
Okay. So yeah, you would approach and still be in Gorn.
Probably still have like maybe a couple of minutes of it left.
Yeah, probably about 10 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, I think we'd like set all that up, have Kiston and Verkus go like hide at a respectable distance while Tavusa is following and stealthing on her own, his own. And then yeah, I think we'll just approach this cloaked figure.
Cool. So as you guys walk up, this figure is surprisingly tall. It's like 7.5 feet tall, humanoid, arms, but it does have a kind of a weird stance, and its cloaked head moves a little bit to the side, but you still can't see the face or anything, and it goes, "Are they dead?
I look up confidently.
Defeated."
As if I'm not shorter than this 7. Yes, Gorn the Nimble has accomplished your task.
Where is the rabbit person who was to meet you and bring you here?
She had a run-in with some bad food in town. Had to drop her off a while ago.
Can you roll a deception, please?
That's what happened, though. Can I do a persuasion instead?
Yeah.
Ooh, a 19 on the die. Plus 8. And then a 2 on the guidance. 29.
Sounds like the figure believes you. He goes, "That is unfortunate. But you were promised something." And it kind of raises its sleeve. You don't see a hand or anything. It raises its sleeve and gestures to a rock. And looking over on the rock, just kind of wedged behind this rock up against the cove wall, it looks like there is a scroll. And the figure goes, "This is the map you asked for. Now take it and leave."
No, Norm the Nimble isn't one to ask such questions, but we did lose Gorn. Sorry, I wasn't looking at my notes. Okay. Isn't one to usually ask questions, but we did lose a man in the altercation. What significance do these men hold to you?
That is not your business.
I almost came out without my life, and while I am appreciative of the map that was promised, I think maybe I'm ready for a little bit more now that I've risked so much.
We have no more to give, and nothing more we need from you. Be gone now.
Yes, Kiston?
I really want to tackle
How far away are Verkus and I?
I figure if you guys are hiding out of sight near the edge of this opening, that I feel like Tide and Eremos are about probably 10 feet from this cloaked figure, or 5 feet even. And then Kiston and Verkus would be like 80 feet away. to be fully unseen.
Can I be actively
pounce
trying
on
to
him?
listen with like a perception check?
Yes.
How far did you say?
80 feet.
80 feet.
Oh, I get advantage. That didn't help. 24.
It didn't help at a 24.
On perception?
Yeah. Well, I
Only
rolled
a 24.
I rolled a natural 17 on my dice, so I was like, maybe it'll go higher. I had room.
Well, yeah, you can. So yeah, you can
And
hear
the
this
other one was a
conversation going down.
Okay.
I want to. I mean, I will telepathically communicate with Norntide and Gorntide,
Gorntide.
Gorntide.
and I will just
Or
say,
time.
can I pounce on him and light up the underneath of his hood right now?
I can. Do you want to see underneath the hood?
Yeah, and I want to get him.
I can. My mage hand can be invisible, and I will gladly pull the cloak off of this guy, the hood off of this guy. Once I hear that Eremos wants to like unhood him, my mage hand will appear invisibly behind him and pull the cloak
That's
out.
when I'm drawing my blades.
I'm so glad you did. So you have to believe me. You have to believe me when, despite what Charles said, I had this planned before the session this morning.
Oh no! It's a Medusa.
As you yank the cloak away, this giant, vaguely humanoid stack of crabs turns to you and goes, "No! They found us!"
Stack of crabs.
Yes. I need you guys to roll initiative, please.
They all just like holding pincers to create the arm.
They are
Just to
stacked on
chain,
them.
like the monkeys in a barrel.
Yes, there's a stack of them.
Oh
There's
my
like
God.
there's like 24 pretty large crabs, and a lot of them also have little tiny spears, and they're using that to kind of hold each other structurally.
This is why I love being an idiot who just makes stupid jokes all day. Because when I make them, they happen. That is
yes.
amazing.
Yes. No,
Okay.
at the session this morning, I was like, I got to figure out who hired these 3 people to kill them, and I had some stuff relating to the main like quest, and I was like, no, let's tie this to the War of the Reefs, and so it is. So
it's a stack of crabs.
It is a stack of crabs. Correct.
That makes me so happy.
Do they count as one singular stack of crabs, or are they
Or is it a
multiple
swarm?
crabs? Like, is it like a swarm rules?
It is going to be a hybrid swarm rules, yes, just to streamline it because there's so many. I have a plan on how to do that, but I have the 10 for Eremos. What is Verkus's roll for
12.
initiative? 12. Okay. And how about Castan?
Because I'm gonna have the level of exhaustion, it's at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, 14.
14 for Tide or Castan?
I'm sorry, for Castan.
Oh, okay. 14 for Castan. And then what is Tide's initiative?
23.
Nice. Okay.
I got a nat 20 on this.
Nice. And so,
Bunch of crabs. Ooh.
And are we like within? Like, am I like facing within 5 feet, or did we keep distance? Like, I don't know if the crabs would want to like not be so close.
well, they were kind of hanging away from you, so I figured you guys like 10 feet away while it was talking to you. You know.
Okay.
So give me 1 second to do the swarm stuff here. 1 moment here. I just gotta write out this initiative order. Oh, hi, Haru. Sorry, my cat just made a really loud noise as he jumped down. And then these guys are 3. Okay, so Tide, you get to go first. These crabs are yelling and kind of clicking their little like mandibles and claws. Like, yeah, and they have these little spears, which look like they were made to be perfectly crab sized, which is funny. But Tide, you get to go first. You are 10 feet from them. I'll jot out a quick hasty map in case we need but it's this isn't going to be a super maneuver intensive combat.
Dope. I am going to how far is that map on the rock from me?
It was let me do this really quick here. That would be about 15 feet away from you, kind of forming a triangle with the crab person. And then, this map is poor scale because I'm not using the graph paper, but that is okay. So here is my hastily drawn map. I just put lines of distance. Do you guys even see it with the lighting?
No.
Okay.
Barely.
So, Eremos and Tide are 10 feet in front of you is the crab stack, and 15 feet to your left is the rock with what is presumably the map, and then 80 feet behind you is Verkus and Kastan.
80 feet back. Okay.
Yes.
I will immediately reacting to these crabs. I will. So I see I've like unhooded them. I'll run over to where the map is and grab it and put it away.
Cool.
And then my familiar will come down and swoop and do a shocking grasp on these crabs.
Sweet. Awesome. So yeah, roll that attack.
I got a nat 1.
Oh.
Wow.
So it does a 10 hit crabs?
It does not actually. It does not.
That one fails no matter what. Also,
it's true. But yeah, if it had been a 10, not a nat 1, they would still dodge actually because they are rather small. So they have they don't have a great AC, but a little bit higher than 10.
We just see this like crab just floop and like try to like grab them. It misses completely and flies back up.
But actually,
I
was going to say, I'm glad you did that though, because this gives a narrative reason for their little stack to like jump and scatter. So they kind of jump and scatter into like 3 little distinct little groups of crabs. And you also notice 2 smaller kind of shrimps that were on the arms. And these shrimps are about yay big, and they have kind of a weird little mollusky husk. So those are the 5 enemies. There's 3 little crab swarms, and then these 2 little mantises.
Cool. I'll go to the 15 feet,
shrimps.
grab the map, and then go 15 towards Kastan and in their direction, just away from these like crabs.
Okay.
So that I'm away from them.
So you moved 30 feet and did the.
Yeah, I did my whole full, but like I went 15 or whatever direction to the map, and then in whatever direction I needed to go to be nearer Verkus and Kastan coming towards us.
Perfect. So they are now about 50 feet behind you after all that movement.
Dope.
I'm not doing the full Pythagorean's theorem, but that's the rough estimate of it. So.
All good. And that'll be my turn.
Sweet. Well, up next, one of the crab swarms does advance towards Eremos, but it takes its entire movement to just take the dash action to cover that 10 feet. So a bunch of crabs just kind of like chitter towards you, Eremos, and a few of them are on the ground moving, and a few of them are stacked on their friends with these little spears. And you hear like a little like crab war cry of like, for the cast and troop, and they're coming towards you. So
for the reef.
So they charge you, and it is Kastan's turn next. What was your question, Charles?
We can wait. Hold on. We are able to understand these crabs.
Yes.
Crabs speak common.
They are speaking common.
Oh my head.
You remind me of.
It hasn't even gotten weird yet.
Did you watch The Good Place, Charles?
No, I really want to.
Never mind.
I watched the first season of it.
They just described the Jeremy
It's so
Bearimy,
good.
and like Verkus's response to this reminds me of when they were. Never mind. You have to watch the show to understand.
It's very similar to the response to Jeremy Bearimy in the show. Jeremy Bearimy is the way in which time moves in the afterlife. That's all you need to know.
I'll tell you guys my Ted Danson story when I met him in LA one time. I'll tell you guys that story later for those who have watched The Good Place.
Okay.
So I'll tell you that after the comment. But yeah, so Crab Swarm 1 charges Eremos, and Kastan, it is your turn next with the 14.
Okay, so I have line of sight on any swarm of crabs or shrimp.
Yes, so you have line of sight on all of them. There are 3 swarms of crab and these 2 shrimps. You are 80 feet from all of them, except for swarm number 1, which is actually 70 feet from you. And Eremos is between you and them, but you still have, they're kind of a little bit spread out, so you have an eye line on them as well. So
I believe I have to use my action to terminate the connection with Taboos. So
I think
Oh,
you
yeah,
can just leave it on. Oh, like you were listening through her.
yeah, you were kind of
yeah,
warging
so
through her. Yeah.
I will. Yeah, I have my action to do that. And then bonus action, I will use my starry bow.
Nice. Okay. Well, who are you targeting?
One of the crab groups. I guess crab group number 2.
Okay, perfect.
All
So
right.
yeah, roll that attack to hit.
19 to hit,
That hits for sure.
and then 11 radiant damage.
Oof. Okay, so your streak of light just goes and hits the little crab thing, and you see some little crab debris just go. Yeah, you destroy it by about 2/3 of its crab mass, which is a very American unit of measurement.
Crab.
The crab
For
mass.
Dalatar!
Oh yeah, and you hear Dalachar, who's in your packet, go, "Yes, the battle rages on for our people's homeland."
I will move up my full speed, which today is 25 feet, because I am under a constellation that reduces my movement. But yeah, so I run up my 25 feet just to be closer. So I think this would put me at 55 feet away.
Yep, it would. Correct. You are
that would be my
55 feet
turn.
from the main swarm, and then 45 from swarm number 1. So nice,
Okay.
awesome. Well, good advance, Kastan. You dealt some damage. So after Kastan's turn, crab swarm number 2, which just got hit, does get to take a turn. It is going to move 5 feet towards Eremos. Eremos, you are the closest enemy, and these guys do not have much range. So they are AoE ready. Nice, good call, Eremos. But for their turn, they are going to throw a couple little of their crab spears at you. What's your AC, Eremos?
Oh my gosh, 21.
They are very unlikely to hit.
Yeah, it's 21.
Yes, so they based on how many of them were destroyed by the starry form bow, they were only able to launch 3 little and again, these things are like,
I'm looking at
That's
a
like a
pencil.
pencil.
Yeah, that's what I've
Yes.
been imagining.
So
Just
they
like number 2
chuck
pencil.
a couple pencils at you, and they like hit your shin armor and just do nothing. So you are fine. So that's their turn, and now it's Verkus, who is 80 feet away from them. Yeah.
Okay.
You're just watching this unfold, like, all right.
Yeah, Verkus is... I'm fighting my lunch.
My lunch.
We could cook up some crab before we
Let's
head
eat.
down.
Yeah, for sure.
Bird meat, crab, whatever we kill, we.
If you say that, Dalatar will say,
Yankee.
"Yes, let us feast on the souls of the defeated enemies."
All right, Dalatar, let's calm down.
I kind of like stand up and I just like, all right, and I cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Nice.
And I burst forward. So I expend the burst while grabbing my electrified dagger and doing the exact same maneuver I did against Gorn, the not so nimble. At the 20-foot mark, I put on the brakes to launch the dagger. And I'm gonna hit. You know what? I like kebabs. I'm gonna make a shrimp kebab. So I'm gonna stop and launch the my kebab knife now.
Okay. On one of
And
those kind of big shrimp.
One of the bigger shrimp. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
Sweet, go for it. Their AC is 11, so
Okay. That's a 21 to hit then.
that absolutely hits.
And as I do, I'm also going to invoke Tavus's flame.
Their HP is not such that that's necessary, but if you want to do that, you can.
Why not? It's a reaction. So I'm gonna do that. It is okay. 7.
Fire roasted crab for lunch.
You know,
Yes,
and it has a little.
please.
I'm picturing like it has like buzz button over the top of it because it has like that electricity from the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It needs to make a DC 13 Constitution save.
So applying its modifier, that is a 2.
Okay. Phenomenal.
Either a 3 - 1 or a 1 + 1.
So in total, it took 14 points of damage.
Nice.
So
7 of which is lightning, and then an extra 5 fire. So 19 total.
Oh, Haru, don't pull on my webcam. 19 total means that you kill it 6 times over. So shrimp number 1 is crispy, literally. No, you annihilate this thing. Like, you deal so much damage, there's nothing to eat of that shrimp after that.
Fantastic. I'm gonna use my
totally destroyed.
oh yeah, and I mean, just because I'm curious how many times over I can kill it, I forgot my force damage. Another 5 points of force damage. So 24.
So 25?
24 total. 24 total
8
damage.
times over.
19 plus 5.
So like 7.5 times over.
Okay, and then
the shrimp have an HP of 3.
oh, fantastic. With that in mind, I'm gonna then whip around because I have one more attack. And my vicious dagger at the other shrimp.
AC 11, go for it.
I rolled the same thing, 21.
That hits.
And that's 9 points of damage.
I'm sorry.
Thrice destroyed.
From that distance, do you have the range with a thrown dagger?
Yeah, because he had Zephyr Strike, so he's close. He's like within 20 feet.
Yeah, I burst 60 feet forward.
Okay, sorry, I completely missed that.
Yeah.
So he runs forward and just you get both those shrimp and just destroy them.
Just tiny screams from Ollie.
I just like look at it. I'm like,
Tiny
I have to
screws.
question all of my life choices right now. I just used a spell to kill 2 shrimp.
It was worth it.
I don't know.
Effective. Keep in mind, these shrimp did take a hit out on us.
That is true. They did.
One
They
of the
may not be
crabs.
powerful in and of themselves,
But
but
they fucked around and they found out.
It's true.
Crab's
So-
turn, Josh? Yeah.
What's up?
Is it the crab's turn?
Yes, it is actually Crab Swarm number 3's turn now, but as Verkus just obliterates the 2 shrimp, one of the crabs goes, "No, not our heavy hitters!" as you destroy the shrimp. So, Crab Swarm number 3, they're chittering angrily at Verkus, but they do not have the movement to get over there. So they are also going to move near Eremos.
Yes,
And-
come to me.
They are at full health, so they're going to make a bunch of teeny attacks towards you. And your AC was what, 20, 21?
Yep.
a bunch of tiny attacks.
Critting
They're gonna-
crabs.
Throw a bunch of those at you. Let me do this roll real quick here.
Critting crap.
Critting crabs.
Sounds like something you really don't want.
Like
So-
STD plus.
Eremos, you look as a fusillade of half a dozen spears the size of pencils are chucked at you, and they make
Still
it just
terrifying.
above your belt and hit your armor and fall to the ground, dealing
Hit your rock hard ass.
if negative damage was possible. Like, yeah, these bounce off you like, yeah, nothing.
Wait,
And you're just
what's
like,
It
it-
was a
them,
nice little
it's like-
massage, so it healed you.
See, and to us, this is ridiculous. Why are we doing this? To them, this is like the most epic battle ever, and you're just hearing.
Eremos is receiving acupuncture and therefore healing. Like as he
yeah, Dalatar's
removes his
watching. In
exhaustion.
Dalatar's mind, it's like artillery, arrows covering the sky, but to you guys, you're like, okay. And so, Eremos, it is now your turn. Crab swarms 1 through 3 are within 5 feet of you, and
Perfect.
Crab Swarm
Wonderful.
2 has a lot of damage. Crab Swarm 1 and 3 are at full health.
Okay, can I position myself so that they're all within a 15-foot cone?
Easily.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just release like a blast of light energy from my mouth and just over all of them. They need to make dex saves, DC 15.
Eremos just vomited on everybody and they died.
Yeah.
Since there's multiple, I'm just rolling multiple dice on my app instead of my physical dice. It was DC 15.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be
Wonderful.
half damage if they succeed, right?
Yeah, so 5 if they succeed and 11 if they fail.
Okay, cool. So Crab Swarm number 2, the one that already got hit by the arrow, it turns into a delicious looking meal immediately. The few crabs that are still there just get burnt immediately. And you said 5 on a success, right?
Correct, yep.
Cool.
Little
So
crab rangoon dish.
yeah, the other crabs, they are able to kind of move away from your cone to the edge, and they only lose about half of their little swarm mass. But they do succeed on their saves and don't take the full damage. So
Then I'll use my second attack because that breath weapon apparently
is a bonus action.
one of my it's only one of my attack actions since I have 2.
Totally,
so
yeah.
I'll use my Morning Star to come down on one of the other ones. See if I
Sweet.
can't crack it open.
Do it.
Okay, let's see here.
This really makes me wish we had a cleric with spiritual weapon to just create like
A sledgehammer?
those little plier things you use when you're opening crab, and like a pot of butter next to it.
Yep. So that would be another 5 piercing damage to one of the piles.
Yeah, so because they're kind of starting to spread out after they dodge that breath weapon, you actually start smashing some of the crabs. And so Crab Swarm 1 gets down to where like one more hit would destroy the last couple crabs, but
If I can tell that that wouldn't kill it, I would use a Divine Smite as well.
oh, yeah, you could. That would give a little bit of area around your thing to like boost the damage, and so go for that.
Yeah, another 10 damage.
Okay, you annihilate Crab Swarm 1. So now there's about half a dozen crabs left, making up Crab Swarm 3, and that is it.
I'll just walk over towards them and like attempt to half-heartedly step on them while my turn's over. From the movement.
Actually, if you want to do movement over them, I would say that if you make a athletics check or a like acrobatics for coordination, roll either of those to see if you do some bludgeoning damage. 24. Yeah, you step on the rest of the crabs.
7 double 17s. Yeah.
Congratulations. You have destroyed the crab swarm that took a hit out on you guys. Yes,
Oh my
that
God.
ends the combat. You step on them all.
Can we get 7 XP each for that?
I don't know that they're worth that much. I will give you guys XP overall for this whole session.
I'm
just kidding.
I grab my daggers, like one of them still has the shrimp, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Actually, Verkus, can you make me a con save if you bite into that shrimp?
yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm an explorer. I'm very explorative when it comes to food. Oh no. It's a 9.
So with a 9, give me one moment here.
The poison shrimp. It's how Verkus dies.
You know, and I even thought about making a joke about red tide. I was gonna ask, like, what month are we in? Equivalent.
I don't know what red tide is. We're in the summer, right? It's like August in the game, I think.
So red tide is a period of time when a lot of the kelp begins to dissolve, and there's more like some shellfish becomes actually pretty poisonous to eat. Mm-hmm. So a lot of states that border the ocean stop serving shellfish during any month, and the kind of the rule of thumb was like when you're in a month that does not have an R.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. There's weird things you learn when you used to live in Florida.
Oh, there you go. My condolences. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I walked on a beach with maggots on it once. So it was during red tide. That's how I learned about red tide.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Jir'Haniya, because this is a pleasant fantasy, does not have red tide. But
Oh, thank God.
as you bite into this shrimp, due to that con save, and it rolled max for this dice for it, you take 3 lightning damage as you bite into it. You do take 3 lightning damage
From my own fucking dagger.
But
no,
but
well, no, not from your dagger. These are you realize that these are shrimp that you've heard tale of that are called mantis shrimp, and they actually do have very tiny little claws that they can punch out.
Oh.
And they, to smaller creatures, it can actually do quite a bit of damage, including like maybe a turtle, or another crab. It could like, and this is not a fantasy creature. This is an actual thing, a mantis shrimp. These are slightly bigger for the fantasy game, but those shrimp, if they were to hit a human, it has, their claw is able to reach the same velocity as a .22 caliber bullet.
Yeah.
In real life,
I've heard of these.
yes. They call them thumb breakers because they hit a person's thumb, they can split down to the bone, but they won't kill you. But these appear to be those, and so that's why the crab said are heavy hitters. So these ones are a little bit electrified too, and so you do take some electrical damage from that. 3 damage.
But
so,
is it delicious?
That's the question.
Because you administered some heat to it, it would taste pretty good, actually. Yeah.
I'm like, that's worth it.
Yeah, you're kind of like your tongue kind of stings and is like a little numb.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna go over to the water now, right?
Well, I want to. So I do want to read the treasure map, but I also want to ask Kastan to ask the turtle if this is near, if the cove we're at is near their home where we're supposed to be going next.
Yes, of course, and I will. But cousin, what is that brown stuff leaking from the shrimp?
The what?
The poop
The brown
sacks?
stuff leaking from the shrimp. You didn't clean it. You just bit into a shrimp with the poop sack and all.
Yeah.
See, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I was not aware of poop sacks because I've never actually had shellfish because I'm allergic, and so this is making me not feel left out because of my allergy. So
Yeah,
Marcus just like pauses and looks down and just.
That was the lightning damage, just lightning poop damage.
Lightning through the shell and everything.
Gross. Well, Hyde, as you start opening this map. Oh gosh. Okay, so Kastan, you hear Dalatar go. Of course, they would send an envoy to land those scheming poop sack evildoers. Yeah, we think we know where their base is, and that this isn't too far from it. But my home's a little closer to Dinlower, but it is a couple hours seaward. A couple hours for me. I don't know how long it would take you all, but
that's fair. It's probably
not very good at
math.
Us. I'm not very good at math. Hyde, as you open the map, scrawled in very big, poorly drawn letters, it says, "You have done your part for the Castan Troop Alliance's supremacy. Go and know that you have done a great deed. The treasure is no more." And that's what it says. So they were lying to Dorn the Halfling. It was a gambit.
Goran the Nimble is upset.
Yes.
I guess I'll drop my. Well, the time has run off my head. I was a gnome or a halfling throughout that whole battle.
Nice. Well,
you guys, treasures of us. It seems these crabs were also liars. But if we're near where we need to be, I think that a half-hour turtle time is not going to take us as long to get to the reef that we need to be at.
Yeah.
A quick thing before we end the session. The turtle Dalatar says, "Wait, I've heard tale of a treasure. A magical treasure. If they say it's no more, maybe the crabs found it and found something powerful within. Maybe that's why they've grown so advanced, making spears and talking. Oh, this isn't good. This is very, very dangerous. This is very, very bad." And on that cliffhanger, we will end the session. Everyone, for defeating this swarm of crabs with spears and mantis shrimp, and also outsmarting a Harengon and moving deftly through the town of Dinlower, you all get 100 XP. Congratulations.
for
There
a
we
good
go.
deception and talking to crabs.
Yes.
So if we're still, I mean, we can end, but my doctor hasn't even messaged me, so I have like probably another 12 to 30 minutes.
I actually think this is a great space to end before we do a next session that's going to be pretty much entirely underwater.
Okay.
So, and I want to prep more for that to make it more fun and just double check all my underwater mechanics and stuff. So I was kind of hoping for this session to, again, I did completely plan that it was going to be a bunch of crabs in a trench coat, basically. And so when Veracus called it, I was like, no, but that is the twist. It's okay.
I'm so
I was like, no, it's
sorry.
real good. I was like, no, I had to keep my poker face on and be like,
because I was like
he
thinking
knows.
like the kobolds in the trench coat joke.
Yeah,
like,
gnomes or whatever.
Yeah, so I was just like, this would be really funny if this is what it actually is.
It was.
So
It's also interesting as like a foreshadow, like, okay, like they're not hardy, but there's going to be a lot of them.
Correct.
Like,
yeah.
And they may have tiny crab mages and stuff. Who knows?
Crab mages. They
Tiny
also like
crab mages.
this. Also, like their technology isn't here. Like, who knows what they developed in their base? Like
Ray of Enfeeblement. Spell focus is a poop sack.
Oh
god.
I think that's more Ray of Sickness.
Ray of Sickness over and over again.
Ray of Sickness.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And like, oh shit, what was I thinking? Oh, I think we gathered a lot of good information, like in terms of who had a hit on us, what that network kind of looks like, and also how it's spreading beyond our own mission of like whatever these items are, whatever we're still searching for in terms of like what Hirgon sent us on, but like there's other forces in play as well, where it's like, oh, like there's this group that wants to attack the town. Then there's like this.
That's what I want to like figure out more on this hobgoblin.
Yeah.
I planted many seeds. I'm glad that they're piquing your interest. So
I really want to figure out more about that damn hobgoblin because I like
Right.
I liked Inlower.
Right. And it's like it's just cool because like we have like what we want to do, but there's more outside of us going on.
I very much loved Inlower and the fact that I was able to plant myself and make a tree.
Yes, that was excellent.
You planted yourself and made a tree. I started a new business empire with the Belladonna Bandoliers.
True. Oh, that's why I took the poison, by the way. So you have poison to put into your bandolier.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So those are for you, by the way.
Wonderful. How many poison vials was it again?
There were 4 of them.
Okay.
I've got my little baby here.
I'll keep the scroll of speak with animals. The flask of ale went to Tide, and then we all had access to the scroll.
And then we already used that potion
And
of
I think
water breathing
silver he
entities.
had went to Eremos.
Yep.
I was thinking since I'm immune to disease, I would be able to drink that potion and use it, but what we'd do is so much better.
Yeah. Well worth it. I don't know what this does, but I know it's bad. Let's feed it to someone
I was
else.
like, oh, this is a negative effect. Like, let's see. I don't want this person to be in the cave with us.
There you go. Well, let me do
Although that would have been really funny if
for her to see that she was just taking orders from a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna lie
just
to
like
her. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna help you guys. Like, but we did lie to her as well, so
she's taking a very good sleep right now.
She took a hit out on us, so I don't know how much of friends we want to be with her.
I was so tempted to like quickly do like a short rest little chef snack and leave it there with a little note that's like from the Laughing Dragon Tavern. XOXO.
It must be
That would have
poison.
been hilarious. I think you should have.
I just got over being sick. Why would I eat this?
That being said, I would love to take a short rest at some point.
Yes, I think it would be good.
Do you guys want to do one to cap off the session? Everyone gets a short rest, and then we'll start the next session right from there.
Sure. I don't think. Yeah, I don't need one in terms of like. Actually, I will, because then I can swap sorcery points, and then I can use hit dice to gain sorcery points back.
I mean, I ended up taking 3 points of damage. So
perfect.
Awesome.
Post-mortem.
Post-mortem, yeah, that's true.
I think Amos here is role playing as the sleeping Heron gone. Oh, you're so sleepy. I love how much he likes to snuggle. He's a snuggly guy.
Remind me that I have used 2 of my hit die. I'm just putting that out. I used 2 of my hit die to like get spell slots back. Well, I used sorcery points to get my spell slots back, and then I used my hit die to get sorcery points back.
Sweet.
So I used 2 of my 6 hit point die to do that in case we take another short rest later.
Perfect. Well, this is, I always watch like the end of the last session right before we play the next one, so now it's documented.
Fantastic. All right, y'all.
All right, guys. Thanks for a great adventure in Jir'Haniya. The War of the Reef has begun.
I'm so excited.